The 12th floor gives a good view of the street. That's why I picked it. Not too high that I can't see faces, but just high enough that they can't smell me. Not yet, anyway. I sit in a faux leather chair by the window, wrapped in a patchwork of hotel blankets and scavenged coats. Below, the dead move like they always do. Aimless, hungry, drifting from shadow to shadow like trash caught in the wind. I watch for him every day. I tell myself I'll know him, even from this high up, even after all this time. A mother knows her own child. That's what I keep telling myself. It's been a while. I stopped counting after the 50th day. It didn't matter anymore. But I marked the wall anyway, behind the dresser, just to keep my hands busy. The last mark I made was this morning. I think it might be day 73. Or 74. It doesn't matter. He's not here yet. Sometimes I see boys around his age, scavengers mostly, or runaways, clinging to edges of hope. They never look up. They keep their heads down, packs tight, knives tighter. One of them wore a red hoodie once, just like the one Danny used to wear to school every goddamn day, even in the heat. My heart nearly stopped. I ran down 10 flights of stairs to the lobby, busted open the emergency door, and nearly got myself killed screaming his name into a sea of corpses. It wasn't him. He ran from me like I was one of them. I keep myself busy when I can. The hotel's big. People pass through more often than you'd think. I leave the door on the 5th floor unlocked with a chalk mark. Safe, it says. It's not much, but word spreads. Sometimes they come alone, sometimes with kids, sometimes with everything they shoved into backpacks. I give them water, meds, food if I have it, directions. A few of them stay the night. Fewer stay longer. There was a man once, Mark. He helped me patch the window in 1212. Stayed 3 nights. Didn't ask about Danny, but he listened when I talked. Before he left, he gave me a little solar radio. It still works. I listen at night, mostly to static. Sometimes someone reads poetry into the void. Once, a little girl sang a lullaby in Spanish. I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. I have a photo of Danny, sworn thin from the folds. He's 6 in it, holding a sparkler in the backyard, grinning so wide, it's like he couldn't believe the light was real. He's older now. Well, he would be, anyway. 14? 15? God, I don't know what his voice sounds like anymore. That's what kills me the most. Well, that and the guilt. I should have held on tighter. I should have fought harder. We were running, sirens, screaming, people pushing, and I let go of his hand for 1 second. Just 1 second. And he was gone. Just like that. Like the world swallowed him whole. I've spent every second since trying to find him. Sometimes I dream he's already dead. Sometimes I dream he's the thing standing outside the hotel, staring up at me with milky eyes. Other times he's alive and he finds me, and we sit together in this chair and watch the street. I tell him everything, and he forgives me. I'm still here, still watching, because he's out there, and I know he is. He has to be. And if he comes, I need to be able to help him. I need to be able to be there when that moment comes. I told myself I'd know the moment it happened, that I'd feel a snap or a shiver, something sharp and unmistakable. I imagined it like a switch. One moment human, the next something else. But the truth is quieter than that. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It started with a run, nothing heroic. Just a woman and her daughter limping up the fire escape across the alley. I'd seen them the night before from the 12th floor window, huddled behind a dumpster, wrapped in garbage bags, and soaked to the bone. The dead had gotten closer by morning, so I went down. Took the back stairs, used the maintenance exit. I'd done it all before, too many times to count. But this time I was tired. Slow. The girl couldn't have been more than 8, maybe 9. She looked like Danny might have. Time had frozen right there in that photo. They tried to climb the fire escape, but the ladder had rusted through and snapped halfway out. I found them pressed against the alley wall, the mother clutching a pipe like she was ready to go down swinging. The dead weren't on them yet, but they were coming. 4, maybe 5, just enough to overwhelm. Called out, waved, and the woman saw me. Trust is a rare thing these days, but she saw something in me, something desperate. She didn't hesitate. And led them through the kitchen. We moved fast. The girl clung to her mom's shirt, eyes wide, silent. I admired it. Most kids would have screamed. You could tell she had learned not to. We made it to the 5th floor. That's where I kept the safest room, padlocked, stocked, and quiet. Gave them the keys, water, food. Showed the mother how to block the door from the inside with a chair and a folding table. She didn't ask how I knew so much. Most people don't anymore. You survive long enough, you stop needing to explain it. She thanked me. Said her name was Lacey. So the girl was named Joy. I hadn't heard a name like that in a long time. I stayed with them for a little while, gave them space to breathe, to cry if they needed. The mother had a gash on her shoulder, not a bite, thank God, but deep enough to need stitches. No doctor, but I did what I could. They left 2 days later, when the streets were clear. I gave them directions out of the city and walked them to the stairwell. I didn't hug them, but I wanted to. The girl handed me a drawing, just a little sketch of 3 figures under a lopsided sun. One of them had long hair like mine, and we were all smiling. I folded it and put it in my pocket. Later that day, when I was clearing out a storage closet on floor 8, that's when it got me. It fell from the ceiling panels, the damn thing. Probably crawled up there during the chaos weeks ago and never died all the way. It was silent, too. No groaning, no warning. Just weight, claws, and rot. I fought back, screamed, stupid as it was, swung the crowbar and didn't stop until it was just meat. I thought I was okay. I didn't see the blood until an hour later. A gash, small, like a scrape. I didn't even feel it. I washed it, wrapped it, told myself it didn't matter. The next morning, I slept too long. I never sleep in. Not here, not anymore. But that morning, the sun was already high when I opened my eyes. My limbs felt full of cement. My mouth was dry. I stood up too fast and nearly blacked out. Tried to remember what day it was and couldn't. And that was the first time I forgot Danny's age. I said it out loud, over and over, like that would bring it back. He was 14, maybe 15. He had a birthday. In the fall. He was born in the fall, October 28th. The memory was there. I knew it was. I just couldn't reach it. I opened a can of peaches and gagged. My stomach twisted, but not from hunger. The mere idea of food just felt wrong. My hands shook so badly I dropped to the fork. The peaches rolled across the floor like tiny golden organs, glistening and pointless. For a while, I sat at the edge of the bathtub and just stared at the wall. Later that day, I caught my reflection in the mirror. The skin around the wound had gotten worse, just a ring of gray, like rot creeping outward. I covered it with a towel, and then a shirt, and then another shirt, as if the layers would stop the truth from spreading. The next few days, I think they were days, blurred. I don't remember sleeping. I remember the sky turning different colors, and I remember laughing at something I don't think was funny. I tried to read once. The words didn't make sense anymore, and I couldn't follow the lines. They crawled all over the page like insects. I went downstairs and found an old couple hiding in the banquet hall. They looked at me like I was a miracle. I helped them pack, gave them water, pointed them towards the safe path out of the city, told them which bridges were still standing. My mouth moved like I knew what I was saying. But as they left, the woman hugged me. Her neck was warm. God, I just leaned in for a second, just to breathe her in. The scent of sweat, salt, blood. The hunger was worse that night. Deep, wide, yawning. My stomach didn't just growl, it ate, and my whole jaw throbbed. I opened my journal to write, and the words came out wrong. I stopped after a while. I ripped the page out, burned it in the sink. Couldn't look at it. But I didn't leave the hotel. Not yet. I kept going, kept pretending. I knew it wouldn't be long, but I had to stay me long enough for him to find me. Last night, I dreamed of Danny. He was older than I remembered. Taller, serious, wearing some kind of uniform. Military, maybe, or maybe my mind just made up something. He didn't speak, but he looked at me, and there was no hate in his eyes, just sadness. I woke up sobbing into the sheets, gasping for breath I no longer seemed to need. I opened the window after that, just a little bit. The wind smelled different. I could hear the dead below, not groaning, breathing. And for the first time, I felt a part of me answering back. I don't know how much longer I have. Hours, days. My thoughts are slipping, sliding, falling apart like wet paper. But I have to hold on. I have to wait. I will know it when I see him. When I see him, I'll know. It's cold tonight. I don't remember what month it is. The sky is the same color it always is now. Bruised, heavy, low. I don't stay inside anymore. Don't remember when I stopped locking the doors. Don't remember which door was the last. I just followed them, the others, out into the streets. Quiet at first, steps slow, small, then louder, then more. The city hums with hunger. It's in the cracks and the broken windows, the wind that howls through empty buildings. We move through it together, not speaking, not thinking. I don't remember their faces, don't look at them, don't need to. There's only the scent, the warmth, the movement of things that still breathe, a sound, running. We all feel it. Heads turn, limbs twitch. We run. I don't know what my legs are doing. I don't tell them to do anything. They just go. Fast. Too fast. I used to have bad knees. Doesn't matter now. Nothing matters but the shape of a head. Small. 2 arms. 1 bag. Human. I know that word. I hold on to it a second longer than I should. Human. He's running, tripping, scrambling over trash and broken glass. We chase him through the ruins of a street, past a burned-out van and a newsstand covered in rot. He cuts through an alley, a dead end. He falls. There's 6 of us, maybe more. We crowd in, closer. He's crying, not screaming, just shaking, clutching something to his chest, wearing a sweater, something red. He looks like... Something cracks behind my eyes. The rest of them hiss, groan, shift closer. But I stop. The smell is familiar. The shape, the sound of his voice, even now, even choked in fear. It grabs something deep inside me and pulls. Something behind my ribs twists hard. He looks up. His eyes are brown. too big for his face. Danny. It's Danny. I try to say his name, but it comes out wrong. Just air and ruin, but I try again. I try harder.
Danny.
His face changes, slowly, like he's hearing it through water. Like it doesn't make sense at first, and then it does. His lips move. A whisper.
Mom?
The others are shifting, closing in. I shove one of them back. My body doesn't want to do it, but for the first time in months, I make it move. My fingers curl, arms twitch. Something inside me screams as the hunger fights back, but I'm still here. For at least this moment, I'm still here.
Run. Danny. Run.
He doesn't. He stares at me like he can't breathe, and then he steps forward. He says my name. Not Mom. My name. Like he remembers that I'm more than that.
I forgive you.
His arms wrap around my waist like they used to when he was small, when he'd cry after a nightmare when I was still whole. I can feel the warmth of him through the cold shell of my body. My arms move on their own, not to grab, not to feed, not to hold. I don't know what my face looks like now. I don't want to know. He presses his cheek to my chest. His heart is pounding.
I found you.
I think. I smile. The others, they fall on us both. Bones crunch. Flesh tears. I hold him close, keep him protected as much as I can. I'll never let go, even as everything fades, even as my body becomes something I no longer know. The last thought I have is not of blood, not of pain. It's a memory. Him, small, sticky hands, laughing in the backyard, running in circles with a sparkler, light trailing behind him like magic, and me, watching. Careful, baby. I got you. I got you.